barbecue chicken, like potatoes and broth.
So she was actually in the kitchen with me earlier cooking because, as you know, this is live. We don't have time to sit here and wait for the food to cook, so we cooked it earlier. And now we're going to show you the steps as to how we prepared it. So Chef Nina's going to go back on the side. She is my chef for the day. All of us know what that means. So thank you, Chef Nina. I'll have to come back to the kitchen in a second. And then we have my other junior chef, Chef Nicholas, who has been wanting to cook from when I speak to his We are feeding families. There were a select few people who logged into the website who showed an interest in learning how to cook therapeutic. So we have some people out there that have the groceries for what I'm cooking today. So I hope everybody at home is set up. If you were not able to get the groceries, just tune in, write down these steps, and I guarantee you are going to be so excited about what you're learning today. Basic barbecue chicken. That's it. We all know how to cook that. Potatoes, no big deal. And broccoli. But I'm going to show you how to cook it healthy, quick, fast, and no cleanup. So we've got.
Wait, before we get started.
The therapy to it.
So we said we're going to give you 30.
It's okay not to be okay, because I'm not okay. So
it's okay. So something very, very easy, which we can do any time of the day, anytime we're feeling upset or angry. We just take a piece of paper, and I'm going to have you do it. Take a piece of paper, write something down, maybe that irritates you, frustrates you, something bad about your day that had you upset, something you just really wish you could get rid of. And just write it down really quick. It could be anything.
Something that irritates me.
Anything at all.
Well, those of you who are watching that know me know what irritates me, and it's my children. Should I write down my children?
You sure can.
I've got a 15, 16-year-old, 15, 16, 17, 22. Kids at home, irritating. But I'm going through therapy, and one way I get through my day is to come cook. So I'm going to write one thing down that I just shared, and I'm going to write down something else anonymous. Okay. That irritates me and causes me stress.
And you guys at home, feel free to write it down, grab a quick piece of paper, a piece of mail that's laying around in the house, get a pen and just write it down really quickly. If you can't, if not, you can do the exercise later.
So I'm writing this down, and tell me exactly what this does and how this helps through my therapeutic process. I'm writing down two things. One I shared with you that irritates me, gives me some stress, gives me anxiety, and one of them is anonymous. So what is this? How does this help?
So basically, we're gonna write it down. You can either ball it up or you can rip it up. So this day, we're just gonna ball it up. And so that just basically is like the physical idea of you just getting rid of the problem, even if it's just that moment. Sometimes we have a lot of things weighing on us, so we just take a moment and we get rid of it. So we're not getting rid of the show. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Let's just send them on a trip.
Children are not going anywhere.
But for the moment, before we start our cooking, because we want to be as peaceful as possible, we want to set the mood, for therapy, for meditation, for peace.
Okay.
And so we're just going to write that thing, throw it away, and just we're done with it. And so that's the idea of just in that moment releasing. It's a release. Yes, just a release.
Okay, so let's release to this food. So the first thing we're gonna do is we have chicken. Now your chicken, when you start eating, should be room temperature. Room temperature, okay? It's been sitting out, I washed it already. And what we're going to do is we're going to take olive oil. We're gonna take olive oil. This is a very good virgin olive oil. And we're gonna drizzle some olive oil on our chicken. What is this going to do? This is going to give our skin a good crust. And then we're going to add, this is my favorite, I know many of you at home use this, Montreal chicken seasoning. I'm looking for sponsorship, Montreal, because I'm using your product. Yes, we're going to season it. Now, what this does is, this allows the seasoning to adhere to the chicken. Now, my grandmother and my grandfather, when they seasoned chicken, there was no olive oil, just kind of put the seasoning on the chicken. What happens is, it doesn't penetrate through the skin. So the flavor is surfaced on the skin, but when you use olive oil and this technique called braising, that is going to allow the chicken flavors to penetrate through the flesh. So we're going to do this, okay? then we're going to,
Now, Connie, how do they measure? Because you know, some people they say you gotta listen to the ancestors. And when they tell you to stop, that's when you stop seasoning.
so I'm not quite sure about that, but what I do is I make sure that I hold it up high, and I make sure every ounce, every inch of this flesh is covered with seasoning. Okay, now again, you will notice I will not cook with any salts. I mean, no salt cook, okay? So then we're gonna take the broccoli. Again, nothing hard. You're gonna get rid of those stems. Stems are very bitter. Now, when you are doing what we're doing, which is braising, we want to just take the florets, and we want to make sure, floret overboard. We want to make sure that we cut them rustic. We want to cut them in chunks so that it blends nicely. So we're just gonna throw this in there. You're gonna love this trick. You're gonna love this trick. Except for that, we throw this all in there, right? Then, bam. All right, let's get that skin off and cut this down a little. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to how we're cooking this. We're just gonna make sure that it's in there. Now, again, home cooked food. This is nothing new. It's just a new technique. Now, we're gonna take some potatoes. Now, if you cut the potatoes too small, it's going to disintegrate in the meal, and it'll just be mashed potatoes, and it's not gonna be nice. So you wanna cut them, and you give them some type of bulk. This is a good size. It's a good size because this size potato will cook the same length of time as the chicken. So we're gonna cut this up like that. How are we doing at home? Bernadette, are you with me? Tell me how you're doing at home, Bernadette. I have Bernadette with us. Today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Bernadette. She started out with me by culinary program in Calvin Rodwell Elementary School 10 years ago, still with me. I'm so excited to have her. So she's on our Zoom. So I want Bernadette to talk to me and tell me exactly where she is in this process. Okay. So while Bernadette is doing what she's doing, and my others that are joining me, I have a camp mom on the line. I have my niece, Muffin. Muffin is in her early 30s. Now, Muffin is what inspired me to do this meal today, because many of us have children at home, and you want to be able to create a meal for yourself and the children so that the children will like it. And her daughter is just a difficult eater. Difficult eater. So we want to make sure that she is able to eat. Okay, so now we have all of this in one pan. Now here's the trick. We are going to use a technique called braising. So now that you see these steps, tell me the therapy process that I am going through as I'm doing this. It's step by
It's
step.
definitely step by step. Even the way you were chopping the broccoli, like that's what we used to help. You know, a lot of people are doing what they call like the axe throwing. It's just kind of letting out that
Axe.
Yeah, and so even just that chopping and just the blending together, putting everything together, and you just explaining. I could even see if you, I don't even know if you noticed. I could even see how your shoulders went down a little bit. I don't even know if you
So
realize
all of those stresses that I just wrote down, and I have to be honest with you, this really does help. I do have a very stressful life with 5 children, you know, all have different lives. We're coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about now they're out in the world. I'm out working. Who's doing what? Social media is just a poison to our kids. So the anxiety that I go through day to day is real. So when I finish my day, this is how I, like you said, chopping and trying to figure out step by step processes. You saw my shoulders come down. And I didn't even know it. So this really works. I hope you at home are actually doing this. So while
this is your focus in this moment, you're not thinking about anything else.
I'm
I'm
not.
focused on, following the directions, doing what you have to do, making sure you make a great meal for your family.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're doing something called braising. What we're gonna do now, traditionally, Mom would put some water in here and just throw this in the oven. We're not going to do that today. We're not gonna do that today. We're going to take foil and create a little cup, right? Now I showed this to my mother and she was amazed. Now, watch this. You're gonna take the chicken, take some broccoli, some broccoli, right? Equal amount. Can everybody see that? See how great that looks with broccoli? All right. Now, we're gonna go get some water. We're gonna look for water. Why? Because braising is a technique where the water cooks the food. Steam cooking. This is unbelievable. This is going to be unbelievable. Now, what we're gonna do, we might need another potato in there. We have 3 wings, broccoli, and potato. We're gonna sit this in this roasting pan and completely cover it. Did you see that? Cover that. We're going to completely cover it. Tight. Oh, thank you. How do you have orange glazed chicken
without the oranges?
oranges? So we're gonna cut the oranges slice. Thank you. So you should be in the kitchen. And we're gonna cut it that way in 4s. This orange juice blends in with the chicken stock that we created. Now we're cooking. We've got the orange in. Thank you. And what we're going to do is we're going to do one more. Would you like to do one?
I'm watching you, Chef.
Okay.
I'm learning today.
All right, come on, Nina. Come on over. Okay. Nina, so let me show you what this looks like.
I got you. You can help me.
Okay, we'll put that right there. I'm gonna show them what this looks like. Okay, so we have the water in the bottom, the juice from the water, and the juice from the chicken and the water and the orange will create a roux.
Look at that, something that's simple as water.
Something as simple as water. So Nina, I'm gonna assist you. And you are going to show them exactly what we did earlier. So Nina also has some stresses. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the things that might cause you some anxiety or some things that might cause you stress?
Sometimes at school, trying to ask me to
Oh, right. So guess what? Let's see how mean they are when they see you on television. Okay? Let's see how mean they are. You go ahead. She's already washed her hands. So she's going to go ahead and create her pocket. I will be her sous chef and get her some water.
So what do you do when kids at school are being bullied? That's so unfortunate. A lot of kids can do and say some really mean things. So how do you usually handle that?
I usually just like take a step away from them and go with my friends at work.
Nice.
There you go.
Good job. Okay, so go ahead, create your pocket. And you see that at home, how easy this is. And again, part of culinary therapy is also cooking with young people. So I'm sure her mom has addressed these issues, but you have some of our kids that don't talk about this. And in the kitchen is a perfect time to bond with your children and find out exactly what they're dealing with. We're gonna close that up. And we're gonna put that in. And then we're gonna do 3, and then we're gonna show you exactly what that is going to look like. All right, so you can step away. Are you ready, Nicholas? We're gonna have you now. We're gonna show you. Come on, Chef Nicholas. We're gonna show you that Nicholas was gonna have. We've cooked this earlier, so what we're gonna do? I'm gonna put this back up here so everybody can see what that looks like before we get the pockets. And this is what it looks like now that we've done the pockets. Okay. So if Nicholas could take this from me, put this over there. Take this from me. Put this over there. And now we're going to show you what it looked like before the barbecue started. So Nicholas, if you go to the stove and bring out the bottom. Hold it down. Both sides, both sides. Yeah. So both sides. Now I'm going to show you the next step. Look at this. Can you see? Now, again, it's not completely done. It's not completely done. But can you see how it's starting to tenderize? How the chicken is starting to get brown? How the potatoes are starting to get soft? Look at that. The orange is soft.
Great
The
too.
smell is amazing. Look at this broccoli, almost done. But again, the chicken is not done yet. And by the way, I cook everything that I cook on 500. It's about modifying the time and the technique. You want to braise this on 500 at maximum heat because it's covered, so it won't burn. So now, what we're going to do is we are going to add our barbecue sauce. Now, you're gonna take your oven off of bake. Right now, everybody, take your oven off of bake, okay? And you're going to leave the pockets open. Leave them open like this. Leave it open. And now you're going to put your oven on broil. OMG. I already love my children again. The stress of my children. All right, so Nicholas, if you could open up. And now we're going to show you what this looks like after on broil. Now, I'm sorry we only have 30 minutes with you because we have so much to talk about. But I want Shanae to continue to talk to us about the therapy behind cooking. Now, look at this meal. Wow. I want everybody to see this meal. Look how caramelized this chicken is. Now, I want you to understand that this is not burned. This is caramelized. Caramelization is a technique where the sugar surfaces. With sugar surfaces in a dish, it caramelizes. So that's some people like it more than others. Now, I personally don't like it this well. I prefer it a little bit more brown. Now, if I were cooking for my husband, he likes his overdone, so he probably would enjoy this version a little bit more. Then my daughter, Kalia, would enjoy this version. So you have to modify each one of these to accommodate your family. But I tell you, this is amazing. So now, where are my dishes? What do I have to cook up? What do I have to clean up? The only thing I have to clean up is this. This is fun. Your kids can take this and put this on a plate and just eat it.
And everybody has their own pocket.
Everybody has their own pocket. So you have your plate. If someone could ask Muhammad to please look in the box of culinary therapy and have your plate. And I will go ahead and I'm going to step off the scene and I'm going to let Shanae take over so that she can see some stuff fresh now.
So as you can see, like cooking is just such an easy technique. I think sometimes we overthink things as to, especially with summertime coming up now. I know a lot of parents are, what am I going to do? A lot of camps are not open now because of COVID, unfortunately. And so a lot of people are trying to think of ways to kind of engage with your children, but you also have work. You also have things you have to, you also have to clean. But everybody knows everybody has to eat. So this is a great way to just spend time with the family, as Connie mentioned, and have that talk. Many times when we're doing stuff, we're kind of sidetracked in a way. And so you can kind of have that conversation, like I'm being sidetracked now with this food. You have that conversation with your kids where they might open up more because they're not, just sitting down and just talking to you. So it's a great way to bond as a family. It's a great way to talk about things where kids may not normally have opened up or talked about.
Right.
And it's a great way to have healthy eating. So not only do you have just the component of physical, especially if it's hot in the kitchen because it's sweating, it's burning calories, moving around. You have that mental component because you're talking and discussing things. But now we have healthy eating. Well, that's a big thing. We need to have healthy eating.
So now, Shanae, you have been honored us. That's tasty.
Now, I don't know if I can just take one bite now.
That's okay. We're gonna put the broccoli and how about a potato? I don't want to mess with that.
Right here.
There you go. Oh, you got a potato. There you go. Let's see what this tastes like. There, because everything is in there. Can you see how tender this is? The broccoli. Listen, even for children, you can take that broccoli out and put it in barbecue sauce. I would even take this for that juice. Isn't that good?
That's really good.
Culinary therapy. I am Chef Connie. This is Shanae. Come back over, Chef Nina and Chef Nicholas. We are Culinary Therapy. We are showing the world just how cooking is therapeutic. I'll see you next Wednesday, same time, same place, different menu. Peace. Immaculate dinners here. Immaculate dinners.
Please make sure you post your pictures of your food.
On Instagram.
On Instagram and hashtag culinary therapy.
You know the number.
As well.
All right. Next week, tune in next week, same time. Please, if Muhammad could tell us how you can go to a link, fill out a questionnaire, and you will get the groceries delivered. We're live, so there's no script. How do they contact me, shopcounty.org, and we will get the link to you. All right. Have a great day, Culinary Therapy. We're live and we are out. Peace. Woo!
All right, next Tuesday, what time?
And I'll see y'all next. Guess what? We ain't gotta go home, but we know the ending.
Get
Let's go.
out of here. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.